What's going on, guys? Gotta do a build. As you saw from the title, I'm going to be doing the Hoth. I'm going to be doing an idealized version. I have had these parts for a few years now. This is a full set of Boba parts, but then I've also got a Star Killer flash hider. Actually, I've got two of them. I'm going to decide which one I'm going to use on this one, and the other one is also going to be used on a Hoth, but that one's going to be all real parts. Got a real MGC, real visible V8 kit parts, real M19, all that. But today we're going to be doing the idealized one with replica everything. And the reason why I'm going to be doing this now is because the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back is literally like a week and a half away. So I'm going to be doing a couple builds in honor of the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. So let me pull out my parts and we'll take a peek. Okay, now I need to separate the Hoth. Well, this is all Hoth. I need to separate the real parts from the replica parts. So there's gonna be some obvious stuff. I think those are all replicas. Replica scope. Got the nameplate for it, which I don't need right now. Got a Dinix. Got some grips here. I'm going to go ahead and use the anodized black piece. And I have the two flash hiders. Two different finishes. This is like a media blasted one. And then I have a raw metal. And then I have the scopes, or the flash hiders it came with, of course. Two of those, which I'm not going to be using. This is all real parts. Casting. This might be the parts that go in here. Yeah, I think these need to come out. Alright, so I got the Dinix here. I've got to get some escutcheons for these resin grips. I took the screws to use for a different blaster. I think it was my New Hope. I wanted to use it for the wood grips. So I swapped grips, but this doesn't have any way to attach this now. So gotta source those, order that in. And I've got to strip this whole thing down. Now the pockets have been machined on this, so those are ready to rock. Same thing on this side, but it's that really crappy pot metal that's, yeah, terrible. The extractor there has been machined. It's perfect, but I've got to strip all this down, and I'm gonna strip it down, sand it, file it, get these edges a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner, which is a lot of work, unfortunately. Sanding and filing is not my favorite, but because it's so tedious and it's hard on the hands. But we can make it look a lot better. I've got a couple things here. Here's my mount. I got the mount with the recessed center disc. I'm going to go ahead and run with that because it fits this mount, and I don't have another one. I have another mount, but it's not right for this. This is a ring I cut that's wider, but I think I might go ahead, since it's idealized, I might just go ahead and run with the one it came with. I don't know. I've got a couple of these different sizes. Got some cast up cylinders for the other side. They're just going to screw on like so. Got to be painted. And a little tub of greeblies, motor coils, and screws and whatnot. This is a Boba Fett casting of a M19. I got to paint it. I've got to get some grill paint for that from that high temp paint. That way I can weather it back correctly. It's even got glass lenses, which is really nice. Just to do a comparison, I've got, this is the one that came with the Boba Fett set. It's just like a brass ring. It's kind of dark, but it's been, darkened with brass black or something. And then I've got this one, which I cut myself, which I think was meant to have another like disc under it. So, because originally we thought it was like, the disc on this side, and then another disc on this side, and then this. So it would have like another millimeter or two to go there. And then I have this one, which was an incorrect measurement because it's a lot thicker. And then I have a Field Marshal one, which doesn't fit with the Boba Fett stuff. The measurement's just a little bit off. So as you can see, like, measurement here is just a little bit different, and that would be that disc I was talking about. So unfortunately I can't use this with this, and I can't swap to Field Marshal stuff because this is already drilled to fit this, and I don't have the ability to make a new disc. So I'm stuck here with this disc. So yeah, oh well, bummer, but whatever. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is not gonna work. That's as far as it goes because they're all trying to tow inward because it's a little bit smaller. So that will not work. There we go. But I could slip this on and it just fits around. That's how all of those work. Or I could cut another one of these. I do have a bunch of brass tube stock. Or not a bunch, but enough. I'll go with that. More of a slimline look. Let me know what you guys think I should do spacer-wise. This is going to be an idealized version. Should I go the original Boba Fett spacer? Should I go the slightly thicker one that's probably a little bit hair short, and then, or the super thick, which I think I'm gonna just say no to that one. That's ridiculous. But I could also cut a new one that is the same height as this one, which is probably what I should do. But let me know. Hit me up on the comments. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on the RPF. Let me know your opinion before I get too far into this. The screws should be plenty long to handle any of those. Like even this, it's long enough to get in there. So, yeah. But I'm going to start off dealing with this. I got to order some escutcheons right away, actually. I need those. Everything has to be sanded. Alright, I think that's enough for today or tonight. I'm going to pick it up here probably tomorrow. Modified the top half, shaved down the little raised area on those ears, shaved off the sight on the end of the barrel. Got to do a lot of filing and sanding. You can still really see that pot metal texture. It's all over all those parts. It's really bad looking. I got a little bit more sanding to get removed black off the barrel, the paint on the barrel, but pretty good progress for just an hour or so. I'm covered in wire wheels. I'm bleeding. I've had enough. So be back in a second with more. Alright, so I've got a ton of sanding ahead of me. I don't think I'm going to film it because it's not that interesting to watch, and I wind up cutting out most of it. So I'm going to come back when the sanding is done and save you guys from watching something that is not that interesting to begin with. But quick rundown if anybody's interested. I'm going to be sanding with 120, 220, 600, and just making it, and I'll probably file down some parts that are need to be sharper edges. Like on the upper, this piece, these edges should be sharper. There's a few burrs and stuff that are from the molding and casting that are gonna get taken off as well. So yeah, we'll be back in a minute post sanding. All right, I got the sanding and filing done. It's literally been, I don't know, 3 hours of sanding and filing. That's not even the worst. I've actually washed my hands a couple times and restarted. There's a pile of metal. And it's still pitted. It's still pitted. This is the last time I ever work with a Denix or Denix or however you say it. After I've got an MGC and I've got a Field Marshal that I'm going to be building blasters with, and I'm not going to buy another Denix because this is a pain in the ass. This is horrible. I could have built the entire thing in less time than I spend sanding it. This is stupid. Anyway, I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to put some bluing on all these parts because I'm going to also put a light mist coat of flat black over the top, and I want to weather it, like do wear points and stuff like that, show bluing through, because I think that would actually be what they would have, is bluing underneath. So yeah, let me clean up. Alright, the parts are now black, or blued, whatever. I'm going to give them a quick polish with a wire wheel, and then tomorrow in the morning I'm going to hit them with a light coat of flat black paint. And then I'll be ready to start putting things together. I will have to paint the greeblies and other little bits, and the scope. The scope's got to be painted black. I actually need to go buy some barbecue black spray paint for that, some of that high temp stuff, so I can get that scope looking correct. Anyways, let's give it a polish. polished now. As you can see, I switched from the wire wheel to some fine steel wool pretty fast because the wire wheel ate right through that bluing. This bluing does not stick to this metal very well. I think it's because it's very poor quality metal. Did not have that problem on any Hales grenade, did not have that problem on any MG81, didn't have that problem on any, or on the Field Marshal Mauser. So it's just probably the crappy metal that this is made out of. I don't think I ever used a wire wheel on a Dynix before. I can't remember. Anyways, in the morning, just a moment for you. Good morning, guys. I'm gonna be spray painting the parts. They're right there. And I got to do a little bit of prep work, just taping off a couple parts so they don't get overspray on them. And I'm not going to do every part. Actually, if you watch the Field Marshal finishing project for the Mauser that I did, all the parts that I flame blued on that one, I'm just going to leave as super blue, and I'm going to spray paint the others. I think it's going to give it a little extra visual interest since. And this is also an idealized version, so I'm not going for super accurate. I'm gonna go for more of a, it looks cool. It looks approximate, but cool. So anyways, I'm gonna get to masking real fast, and then I'm gonna go outside and spray paint these. I'm gonna use a flat black spray paint. I'm just gonna do a real light coat. I'm not gonna film this because I gotta run outside, spray down real light, and then run back inside. It's also in my backyard. It's a big swampy mess, so it's gonna be a pain in the butt for me to set up a tripod and all that. All right, I've got all the parts sprayed here. I gotta do the barrel on the top half because I didn't have a way to hold it and spray the entire thing, so I just sprayed the back receiver half, or whatever it's called, and then I'll go back and do the barrel after it's dry. But the rest of these parts, the lower, the slide, all the other little pieces that I have stuck on sticks on foam blocks here, they are good to go. Just gotta wait for that paint to cure up. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video. I know there's not a whole lot in it because I did most of the stuff off camera, sanding, filing, and then the spray painting. I did the bluing, of course, on camera, but let me know about the 3 spacers, or 4 options, I guess. I got the original Bobadette one, that dark one. I got my one I already cut that's closer to the correct size. I got this huge one, which is too big, actually. Or I could just cut a new one, which is probably the best option. I do like the look of the Bobadette spacer because it is a little bit more slimline, and since this is a idealized version, then, you know, I'm kind of like, well, maybe I should just do the idealized, you know, spacer, because that spacer really sticks out there. I mean, it's really far, as many of you know, I'm sure. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing in the next video. I do have to go buy some barbecue black, or the high temp black spray paint, so I can do the scope. And I'm also going to do the little cylinders that go on the side here. They're brass as well, and so I think I might do them as well in that high temp. Not sure yet. I might just go spraying with flat black and just to match the body. And I've got to make a mask for that disc, for what was the Thorns disc. So I might be doing that as well. I might just do that with some liquid mask, and yeah, see if I can make something that somewhat resembles what we see in the pictures. Anyways, that's it, guys. Blue glove.